Hi, everybody. Reza here with the Persian Scouser uh, podcast and my YouTube channel. Today is March 18th, a day after we had a pretty disastrous loss to Manchester Scum United at Old Trafford. I know a lot of us are still in shock because we totally dominated that game, and that game should have been over at the end of regulation, and we should have been on our way to Wembley. So I'm here to just give you my opinions on the game and the rest of the season. Tomorrow will be exactly 2 months until the last game of the year for the Premier League on May 19th. I'm super excited because I'm actually going to be in Liverpool for the last week of the season. Hopefully, I'll be there in the last game. I don't have tickets for the game; they're too expensive. But I'm going to go and celebrate with all the locals. I visit my wonderful friend Robert, who I'm going to stay with, and then I have a bunch of friends from U.S. and Canada who have made this trip, and we're going to meet in Liverpool and hopefully watch the Europa final together in one of the public places in Liverpool. So I'm super excited, but I'm here to talk about yesterday. It is absolutely normal to be disappointed, to be frustrated. We've had an incredible year with all the injuries that we've had, with all the new players coming in. It's incredible that we are actually in the place that we are. And of course, it's horrible losing to Manchester United no matter what, especially in the way we did. But that's part of being a fan. You can't win every game. There's going to be days, just like when we go to work, we make mistakes. And the players, at some point yesterday, I think there was a little bit of cockiness and overconfidence. I was watching the game, and it looked like the game was over. It looked like a training session towards the end of the kind of middle of the second half. The way we were moving the ball around, we missed so many chances. That one fast break that we had where we had 5-on-2 and the ball just stayed in the middle and it was not passed to the right. I think it could have been I could have just seen Bobby Firmino in the middle of that of that fast break, and that would have been a goal. So we really let them hang around, and then it was a pretty. It was a kind of a cheap goal. I thought Anthony, who hasn't scored at all really, one goal, had one of his best games. He shows up and he has his great shot, and then the momentum changed. You could tell the last 7 or 8 minutes of regulation, the fans, United fans, looked like they were out of it. You could hear the Liverpool fans throughout the game, especially the second half, and everybody thought the game was over. So you let somebody hang around at home in a rivalry game, bad things are going to happen. And bad things happened. We went into the second half. I think the players were still probably frustrated at the fact that they had to play an extra time and possibly going into penalties. And then we made some, terrible mistakes, bad passes, not getting back on defense. We were actually, I remember this thought. It was like the 119th minute or 18th minute, and we had a corner. And I said, well, the worst thing can happen. We'll just take the corner and we'll go to penalties. But the corner ended up turning into a disaster, and next thing you know, they come down and score, and that was the end of it. But how much of misery have we brought onto Manchester United fans the last 5, 6, 7 years? Think about it: 4-0, 5-0, 7-0. They really, you could tell the fans, they were so excited to finally beat us in the way they did. This has been years in coming, and it's the FA Cup. Of course, everybody would have wished that we had gone and won the FA Cup. But you know what? At the end of the day, after I was frustrated yesterday and I sat and I thought about it, I did some meditation and I shed a couple tears. By the end of the evening, because the game here was early in the morning in California, by the end of the evening on Sunday, I started becoming more philosophical about it and looking at it in long term. And I said, you know what? I know it's just one game, but it's a middle of the game week that we would have to play. Our players, to me, look tired at points during the game, and we need a break. Luckily, we got Jota coming back. We got Trent coming back. Hopefully, Allison will be on his way back. But we got 2 months left. And at the end of the day, if we end up winning the Premier League, which we really can, it's going to be some incredible games coming up with other teams playing each other also. The Spurs are going to play a big role in this. And if we can win the Premier League and tie United with 20 league wins, would be phenomenal. And if we can win the Europa League final and end up with 3 trophies in Jurgen's last year, I think it's one of the greatest seasons. It might be the greatest. It would be the greatest season in Jurgen's tenure. Obviously he won the Premier League, then he won the Champions League, but to win 3 trophies and one of them being the Premier League and a European title, that would just be phenomenal. So, I'm hoping for the best. I think the players know that they let one go. And, I also looked at it this way. To beat your rival twice in their pitch, in their arena, in their stadium is very, very hard, especially when you are so much better than them and they are basically having a horrible season. So if it was one of the 2 games that I wanted us to win at Old Trafford, well, it's the game on April 7th, I believe, or 4th, I'm not sure, that Sunday game against United. That's the game that we need. Those are the 3 points that we really need. So, for all you guys who are bagging on the players and are like, oh, I can't believe we gave the game away. Guess what? It happens. Just like anything in life. You're at work, you make a mistake, your boss gets mad at you, you make up for it. It happens. We all make mistakes. And the players were, I think, exhausted. There were some mistakes made. I always felt that we played too many of our good players on Thursday against that team from, where were they from? I don't even know where they were from. Prague. And I thought we played too many of our starters. And I think, Thursday, Sunday turnaround is tough, right? Okay. So it is what it is. Let United go. They'll probably beat Coventry City. And then either City or Chelsea hopefully will beat them in the final. And that would be awesome to watch them lose a final. I mean, in some ways, I'm kind of excited about seeing that. That would be great. Anyway, so those are my 2 cents. I know for those of you who are upset, you just got to take a deep breath. You never walk alone. As Forrest Gump said, shit happens. So let them have their little joy. They beat us 4-3 in a classic and FA Cup semifinals. Blah, 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 blah. If we win the Premier League, we win the Europa League, none of this is going to matter. None of it. All right? They won't even, we're going to rub it in their face. So just get focused. Let's look at the schedule. The one great thing about us playing United, I looked at the schedule. They play Chelsea on the road on Thursday or Wednesday, I think. And then they play us. And we play Sheffield at home and then play United. So United's got 2 tough games against Chelsea and then they have to come and host us. So, I'll take our players any day over all their players. Their fans are ecstatic, but if you look at the big picture, look at our last 8 years compared to theirs. It's not even close. And look at our potential, with getting some of the people back in management and running the business. And obviously, there's going to be a huge deal in who takes over as the manager after Jurgen leaves. But we're right there, and one of them, we're back in our perch. And if you're a player around the world and you want to transfer or you want to, where else would you want to go right now? It's one of the amazing places, and the foundation has been set, right, with Klopp, with Jurgen. So I think we're going to have some amazing years coming up. Of course, I'm upset about Jurgen leaving. That's one of the reasons I'm going to Liverpool at the end of the season, because I'm hoping to be there. There is a parade. I want to kind of give my homage to him and go have a beer at his restaurant, which I've been before. But at the end of the day, there's no team like us in the world. There's no fans like us. There's something incredible about being a Liverpool fan. And hopefully for those of you watching, you enjoyed this video and like to hear some of your comments. All right? Remember, you never walk alone. Stay passionate. Stay true to yourself, and we'll be back. And let's win this league, and let's win the European Cup. Take care, everyone. Cheers.